Hang,
It
hang on, I want to
Yeah.
get that. Can we start that again? So
Okay.
so who's Russell Barkley is?
Yeah. Dr. Russell Barkley is basically the boundary pusher of all science and knowledge around ADHD, and I'm a big believer, and I believe he is too, that pretty soon this won't be called ADHD anymore, because it has very little to do with hyperactivity or attention, and a lot more with dopamine deficiency, and which then relates to executive dysfunction and just plain old depressive paralysis, basically,
Can
because
I
you don't know
ask
what
you?
to do.
Can I ask you? Do you drink alcohol or take recreational? I mean, you don't have to answer that. Do you take substances that
I
would
do. I
that would
do.
and how do you find your ADHD? How do you find your brain functions when during and afterwards? Afterwards, as in the
So
next day.
there's two sides to this answer. Um, I think that a lot of people who have ADHD will find some way of coping with it, be it a very often an unresponsible use of alcohol or drugs or sex or food. I was lucky enough to not go down the alcohol path or sex side of things. For me, it was food, which, well, lucky enough, it's still unhealthy. So that means that for me, drugs, recreational drugs, can stay that way.
Mm.
I've never had issues necessarily addiction wise related to my ADHD with that. But it does mean that being dopamine deficient, that a hangover can be devastating. It can throw off all your routines and get you in a big loophole of not knowing how to start your day, not being able to get out of bed because your brain will keep just winding through all the options. What is going to be the most dopamine rewarding? Which one are we going to pick? When is it going to be perfect conditions to do it? When are we going to make a decision? What's going to be the best? And a drug or alcohol fueled hangover can definitely make that worse and long.
And have you looked into dopamine, like natural ways of restoring brain health after those sorts of things, or taking them before you're going to have a big night, or using that to actually like prepare your brain and nervous system for this dopamine drop?
So I know about what is it, the HCP, 2CP, 2CB? No, I'm mentioning them all now. Elements prior to the pandemic, but this all happened to me during the pandemic. So I have to say,
No
being in the
parties.
most lockdown city of the world, I have not been able to experiment much with my old party life and this new diagnosis, nor mixing my medication with recreational drugs, which I'm now thinking is probably also a thing to consider.
Well, I'm going to
I
put
bet
in
you have a tip.
Oh, well, I have to be careful because I can't make claims about anything, but I'll put links in the podcast
Yeah.
notes of places to go and maybe check out certain products that or certain companies like Happy Herb Company and Super Feast that actually help to help the brain processes. But once again, your journey, your when the right product or right information is presented to you, you'll know intuitively, because you said that's
Yeah.